So in the kitchen area, we of course have a drawer and some space underneath and some overhead cabinetry. The overhead cabinets aren't finished yet. We still have to put a exterior panel on there, which will be done easily. I'm going to give you a quick tour of what we have in all of our cabinets since we moved from the old van into the new van. And so I'm going to show you what's in all the storage spaces. So the new thing on this current van is this great shoe cabinet, which we did not have before. We used to just keep it in between a slot in between the refrigerator and the side cabinet. But this is our shoe cabinet, which is really nice. Everything fits in there really well. When you have too many shoes, Bob, you just got to get rid of a shoe before you put in more shoes.
No, so that's the rule on this, is we are not putting, if it can't fit in there, it gets discarded. So but what'll happen is that'll start getting used for other things.
Oh.
But either way, there's no shoes. We're not tucking any underneath there like we used to. So.
Okay, so that is the shoe cabinet. I'm going to scoot next to you. This is we used to have a cabinet here, but now we have the EcoFlow underneath. We do have to modify this and straighten this out. But this is our cabinet for all our electronics. So both computers fit in there and all the attachments fit in that cabinet for all of our electronic stuff, which is really nice to have that now, because before we used to store everything up there in those bins when it came to the electronics. So right now this is underneath our bed, underneath our couch, and this is work in progress because we still have a lot of van build things in here. So right now it's still kind of a mess, but we have it in sections, which makes things a lot easier. And we will be keeping our bedding in one part. This section right here is a bunch of miscellaneous items right now. We actually have our backpacks in here for traveling and camping and things like that. Here are our seat belts to hold the upper bunk up and in. But in this space, this is actually going to be where our pack rafts go, hopefully. Over here we have all our tools. This is a nice location for our tools. Again, we used to keep them on the outside, and we used to keep them in between the refrigerator and the cabinet, but we also have to downsize all our tools. There's a lot of things in there that we don't use that often, and so we need to go through those and get rid of all that stuff. Next to that is the Webasto dual top. That's our combination water heater and heater. There's nothing that we can change about that, and there is nothing that is going to be stored around that at all. I'm going to put the cushion back, and I'm going to show you what is in the other cabinets. So in the kitchen area, we of course have a drawer and some space underneath and some overhead cabinetry. The overhead cabinets aren't finished yet. We still have to put a exterior panel on there, which will be done easily. But in the upper head cabinets, just like we did on the old van, we have all our plates and dishes, cups. We only have 4 of each, because that is all we have the space for. And then I do keep food up there as well. I do have these great shower caddies that I keep organized, keep things organized with. That way I can put spices in there. I can put packets of things in here. I can put energy bars, spices, even bottles. That's nice, because otherwise they're always floating around and falling and banging into everything. So those shower caddies work out really well. And underneath, we did lose some space under here because we made this shoe cabinet, and we extended the garage, what we call the garage in the back, to fit our one wheels nicely. So this is a little bit tighter, but I still have my induction stovetops, electric stovetops that I use stored under here. All of our canned goods go under here, our shampoos and soaps and things like that. Pots and pans, toilet paper, any, you know, miscellaneous stuff that does not fit in the upper cabinet goes under there. Across from the kitchen itself is more storage. So over here we actually gained storage, and we have a cabinet specifically for our clothes. We used to keep it over there in a smaller one, and that was not convenient at all because we were always banging into each other. And so here is our cabinet of clothes. I think Bob's cabinet needs to be a little bit smaller. Mine needs to be a little bit bigger, obviously, and for obvious reasons. Above this, we are actually storing our solar panels right now and our Starlink. We found that that works up there, but that I don't think is going to be the permanent solution, but that's where we're keeping those things currently. In the next cabinet, this is where our water tank is, and we do keep baby wipes up on top, so that is kind of useful for that. And then below, we can't store anything in here because we actually have all the water pump and the water heater and the heater pipes going through there, and we don't want anything to be flammable. But actually I do store the garbage can right there, so that's a really good spot for the garbage can. On to the other cabinet. This is the bathroom, which you've already seen in another video. And then in this cabinet, which you've already seen if you are a dedicated viewer of ours, this is underneath the sink where the gray tank is being held and the soda stream for making bubbly water. And that's it for what is in our cabinets. And you know, I'm always curious as to what people are keeping in theirs. Oh, one thing I forgot to show you, the drawer. Hang on. This needs two hands. This drawer is smaller as well, but it still is working. It's pretty packed tightly. Every nook and cranny is being used, but I have a bin solely for spices. This is miscellaneous tiny stuff like measuring tapes and screwdrivers and tape and Allen wrenches and markers and glue. We have some playing cards back here, you know, and then my toiletries go in here. We have napkins, toothpaste, all the forks and knives, all the spoons, and so that still works. This one is smaller than the other one, but this one does work. It just makes you really go through your stuff and figure out what do you really need. Have you used it at all? If not, you got to get rid of it. So that is it for what we have in our van currently, what's stored in all of our cabinets. And like I said, I'm always curious as to how people are using their cabinets in their vans, and you know, maybe you have some tips and tricks on how to organize things better, how to keep it consolidated and keep it from moving around. But so far this has worked for us, and I hope you've been enjoying our build of our van and how we use things. So thanks for watching this video, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great day.